Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I am joining you from Gingium HQ. We're going to be talking to Pasha. He's changing right now, and I just felt like starting to film. Pasha is a YouTuber. He has a YouTube channel called Just Pasha. He's been doing car content, and we're probably going to be talking about... I want to talk to him most about his start on YouTube. Not only that, but he's building a Miata Kart right now. He's screaming, or not screaming, but he's yelling outside, so we'll wait for him to join us.
Yeah.
Welcome to the podcast, sir.
Hello. Should I sit right there or right here?
Please sit on camera. I'd appreciate that very much so. There it is. There it is, viewers. If you're watching the video on YouTube, which you should, which you said I should do more cameras on YouTube.
Yeah.
What's that?
What do you mean?
What do you think I should do more cameras? You think I get
More
angles?
angles.
More angles. Angles for
Editing.
Angles for
Memes.
the angles. You are very good at editing.
Thank you.
I like your videos a lot, which is what we're going to talk to. Guys, this is Pasha. Say hi.
Hey guys.
Welcome to Let's Talk Mazda. I'm going to be drinking this Wendy's root beer while we do it.
Do I get some?
Yeah, sure. Okay. Not a whole lot left, but it's good.
Approve, yeah.
So, let's get down to the nitty gritty. Why'd you start making videos on YouTube?
Back in the day when I was still in Russia.
Which I want to talk about, but go on.
Okay, yes. I loved doing parkour, like jumps around and stuff. And I had a friend who made amazing videos. And I was like, wow, videos are awesome, I want to do it. So I started doing that back in the day. My first YouTube video was me trying a backflip full into a snow pile, like a pile of snow.
Okay. Trying? Did you succeed? I have not seen this video.
I did. No, I landed it, I was like, yay! And the video cuts, it's like 13 seconds.
Okay.
And then after that, I was like, okay, I can experiment, and I started making more parkour videos. Then I started acting in more like story-based videos with my friend who is actually like, I don't know, he's like 5 years older, so
Okay.
he was much better than me, obviously.
Like skits and like stuff like that, or like...
It was more music videos,
Okay.
more like we did some competitions for like video festivals, kind of like some story, like short films, basically.
Right.
And after that, I just watched a lot of YouTube, and I was like, I want to be one of those guys. Like, I want to be able to kind of inspire people and like bring joy to someone, you know, watching my videos.
So how'd you move into cars then?
It's weird. I don't know. Like, I came to America, and the first thing was I watched a lot of vlogs back then, and I was like, I got a vlog for my Russian friends. So I had a Russian YouTube channel that's actually named Days in America.
Okay.
And I made like weekly vlogs of my life here for my Russian friends. And then all of a sudden I just kind of like, I lost motivation. No one really watched it. I was like, you know what? It's just not working out. And later on, I got my first car, and it was my personal first car was a Honda Prelude.
Prelude, okay.
It was automatic, which was kind of,
Okay.
you know.
The longest front nose on a front-wheel drive car I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, no, my dad liked it. He had it back in the day, and he was like, yeah, it's a decent car, you know.
Yeah.
It was between Eclipse 5th gen, and...
Did those have those huge sunroofs? Like the huge moonroof and like the V6 and stuff?
Yes, V6.
Okay.
I actually test drove one. I was going to buy it from a guy who had a huge wing, and I was like, oh my god, race car. I was such a racer back in the day. I was like, yeah, this is awesome. I'm going to go test drive it. I couldn't even really drive it.
Right.
So I barely like moved the car. The guy was like, all right, I'll give you a ride. So he gave me a ride and actually ripped it around. I'm like, oh my god, this is fast.
Yeah.
It was not fast. But I went with Honda just because it's more reliable. Hondas are much better. Which ended up being really, really bad transmission, and it was like not shifting well, so I sold it later on. But I got into cars with that Honda, and I loved it because when I bought it, it had like awesome audio system, it had like nice wheels, really cheap coilovers, and I was like, cars are awesome, you know?
Yeah.
And after that, I had my Z, which I kind of grew up on cars a lot, and I wasn't a racer no more. You know, I did do stupid things with it, such as trying to drift with an open diff and hit a tree, and that's why I went wide body.
Happens to the best of us.
Yeah, that was very sad. It was $5,000 with all the wide body kit and repairs and whatnot.
Yeah.
Pretty expensive.
$5,000 mistake.
Yep.
Yeah.
And after that, I just kind of got into it, and now I just love cars.
So we kept hinting at it. When did you move here? Like, what's that story? Because I actually personally don't know your story of moving here and all that stuff.
Life story. It's crazy. I don't know how to explain it, but basically my parents divorced, and my stepdad, who is a physicist, he works here, and he moved here in 1991 first time.
From Russia?
From Russia,
Okay.
yes. He's a Russian physicist. And then he went back to Russia from here, and he met my mom. They just kind of started hanging out, and he kept going back and forth between two different countries. And eventually, they really liked each other. They got married, so my stepdad really wanted to get us out here because lifestyle in Russia, not the lifestyle, but the way of living in Russia is kind of not really good.
Mm-hmm.
You know, all the Russians are actually, to be honest, really jealous of how America lives. Like you guys have these houses and it's clean here, it's nice, everyone somewhat has money. Russia is quite poor, unfortunately, and he just brought us here. It took a few years to get all the documents and everything. We moved here. I had a choice, actually, between staying with my dad back in Russia and going to army, which I really don't like, or coming here. And obviously, me as a kid, Russia,
Right.
poor, and America, wow, America, you know, and all the movie stuff, too, like Hollywood is here, and I'm like, oh my god, like, this is such
Is
a
that a
great
big
opportunity.
draw? Like,
Yeah, definitely.
Really?
Yeah.
That's interesting. Because, like I visited Hollywood last November, and I was like, you know, it's...
I've never been there. I really wanted to go.
Yeah.
I wanted to go to California and visit Hollywood, and my clutch on the Z went bad. I had to spend $2,000 that I saved for the trip on the clutch for the Z.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So how old were you when you moved here?
I was 15, but 2 weeks after I moved, I turned 16. So I've been here for almost 6 years.
So did you ever drive in Russia? I'm curious about the two cultures driving-wise.
Yes.
Car-wise.
Yes, I did. Illegally, of course, on back roads, you know,
Yeah,
stick cars. Back in the day, we only had stick cars. It was the hardest thing for me was to start going. Shifting was so easy, but
Right.
like start the car.
Yeah.
I did.
Did you ever drive a Lada?
Yes, I did.
Really?
Yes, I did.
I've always wanted to drive one of those.
Of
Those
course.
things look so cool
Of
to me.
course, dude.
They're just like, because they've been making the same car for like ever, right?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And they're just so interesting to me because we never got them. And like, if anyone has an imported Lada,
I have seen 3 years ago, I was going to like somewhere to Chicago, and I saw a Russian car on the American roads here.
Really?
And I followed it for a little bit. They went in a gas station. I was like, I'm not following them. I was in my Honda Prelude, by the way.
really,
And I was like, oh my god, it was like
You
such an
could've dusted
excitement.
him. Could have dusted him
Probably.
with that 2.2 liter automatic.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So what about, like, obviously, since you said you drove on back roads and stuff, maybe you didn't get the full experience. But
Definitely
like,
not, yeah.
like speed limits, like, are there like harsher road rules? Are there more relaxed than here?
Road rules, probably similar to this.
Okay.
I went to Russia last August, so I kind
Yeah,
of remember
yeah.
things. Speed limits are kind of lower. I feel like they're lower. Highways are kind of eh. The roads in Russia basically are really bad.
Okay.
So it's a lot of corruption where people unfortunately take the money from taxes and they don't fix anything. And speaking of corruption, cops would let you go if you just pay them if you do some stupid crazy stuff.
Really?
Cops
Okay.
are much more harsh here, for
Yeah.
sure.
Is that the reason for all the Russian dash cam videos? Is that why?
Yes, people
Okay.
often get in accidents. People often buy licenses. Like, they don't actually pass the exams, but they buy driver's license.
Interesting. Okay.
And there's, like, a lot of people who can't drive, and people who can drive have these dash cams to prove that they're not at
Right.
wrong in the accident.
Interesting, because every time I love watching car crash compilations. I don't know what it is, just people like watching that, and I'm one of them. And it's always I feel like a lot of the dash cams are in Russia.
Yeah,
Just interestingly
100%.
enough.
It's just a stereotype. People just...
So what about like car culture? Like obviously I don't think you'd see like an NSX cruising down the road, but like
No,
what's that situation? Like are there car meets? Are there
are car
enthusiasts?
meets. Last
Okay.
August, as I said, I went to Russia
Right.
and I saw a car meet where people can't afford good cars.
Mhm.
I know that, but there are some either really shitty cars like Ricey, or really nice cars like AMGs, like BMW M3s
Really?
and stuff. Like in Moscow. I was in Moscow.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
but I did see a lot of videos. People import cars all the time. They don't have that 25-year rule that we have here in America.
So you can just import whatever you want?
I'm pretty sure, yes.
As long as you can pay the fees?
Mm-hmm.
So what you're saying is that there's no average cars almost? Like there's no like middle grade that's usually...
I don't think so. Like
Okay.
I'm not the person to ask it that exactly because like I don't live in Russia and I don't really know.
Right.
But what I saw was either kind of rice or nice. Nothing in between.
Okay.
Like either too nice or, you know,
Yeah.
some Civics that are kind of... No hate for Civics, but...
I'm not a big fan of Civics.
I wanted a Civic.
Yeah, okay, Civics
all
are
did.
great first cars.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't understand the guys who are 45 years old, and they're like, oh, it's my built Civic. It's like, you never moved on?
There are some really well-built Civics,
That's
though.
true, that's fair.
Not often, but some of them are pretty cool.
So when you moved here, 15, right?
Yes.
Did you know any English at all?
Long story short, I had to learn English in Russia in school,
Okay,
but I really didn't like it.
okay.
So I knew some basics. I knew how to say what I need to do, but I could not understand anything for at least like 6 months.
Is there anything, I'm sorry, we're like sort of talking about cars and sort of...
Mazda
I'm just-
talk, let's go.
I'm super interested. We're going to get to your Miata Kart in a second. But are there any like phrases in Russian that you can't really translate over? Like you ever think something and you're like, I don't know what to say for English. You know what I mean?
At this point, English is much easier for me than Russian.
Really?
Like, yeah, I don't really speak Russian much. Like, to my parents, yes, of course. Like, to some friends over text.
Yeah.
But English is much easier, and I think in English, and there's nothing that I can think of right now that I know how to say in Russian, but I don't know how to say in English. There's always, like... There wouldn't be, like, word-to-word phrases that are the same, but, like, Let's move on.
So we mentioned it earlier, the Miata Kart.
Yes.
What are you doing? I mean, it's made a lot of progress since I last saw it.
Yes.
I last saw it. It was not in good shape. So just explain what it is that you're doing.
Since I lost my Z, I've always wanted a project car, and I can't really afford it due to being dumb with a Z and now having to pay for it. Caleb got this shell,
right?
And he was like, "Hey, what do you think of an idea of building it?" Originally, we were gonna like restore it and make it like a nice kind of a stance car, maybe. And then Caleb was like, "Hey, we should do a kart."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I looked it up. I'm like, dang, that looks really cool. So we're like, let's do it. Let's send it. First thing, we cut everything off of it, put a cage in it, and it's just, I don't know, it's gonna be so awesome. I keep thinking of a day when we're gonna put an engine, crank it, turn it on, it's gonna drive. It takes a lot of time to do all this. I have a lot of jobs. I have barely any time, like only weekends.
Right. I mean, we've been trying to plan this podcast for 2 months?
For a while.
Something like that.
Yeah.
It's just hard to nail down a day. Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, the goal is hopefully street legal.
Okay.
Basically, drift car / autocross, perhaps. Nothing crazy, but
and
it'd be fun to drift.
I almost don't want to bring it up, but what engine are you doing? Because we were kind of intertwined before we even met each other. Because Caleb gave me the B2200 engine to rebuild.
You did.
I got really, really lazy, and essentially, I ruined that engine.
That's okay.
You know, you live and you learn.
Yeah.
And I'll just take it as it's my little get back at Caleb for not rotary swapping the pickup truck.
Fair enough.
But you're gonna do a Miata engine, right?
We're doing the Miata engine. It would be awesome to do the truck engine, but it'd be so much harder and more expensive to do the truck engine because custom mounts, custom, I don't know, transmission if we're doing the Miata transmission. I don't know. A lot of custom, like, harness stuff, ECU stuff, like, no.
Plus, it was a 2.2 liter, but that thing was ancient. I mean, it came out of a 91 truck, but it was not designed in 91.
I did hear that some people made, like, over 500 horsepower on a stock block.
That 2.2 liter?
Yes. I saw a video.
How?
I don't know if it's stock block, stock internals. I don't think it's stock internals.
I doubt it's stock internals, but...
But it's an iron block, so I think it could take the beat.
It could take a... Yeah.
The beat
but...
on it, but... But yeah, no more truck engine. Unfortunately, we actually just threw a bunch of parts out.
Literally right before
Just
filming
before
this,
yes.
we filled a dumpster with a bunch of stuff, but also truck engine parts.
So the goal
Mhm.
is, as most of you probably know, Caleb is getting the 500 horsepower engine for Mali, which is his blue Miata. And he is giving me his current engine from the Miata.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So he's gonna keep the turbo and everything.
He's giving the turbo. He's giving me the stock engine. We have the ECU. We have all the
Okay.
harness, which we pulled out of the other red Miata out there.
Right.
All I need is the transmission. Now I need the diff. I need a PBF or whatever it's called, like the pipe that holds the transmission.
Oh yeah,
underneath
yeah.
it.
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. I forget the name of it.
I think it's PBF.
I know that that's an ice cream sundae at Colonial Cafe. So they have the PBF, which is.
I don't know, but someone contacted me on Instagram and said that their friend is parting out a bunch of Miata stuff, and he's giving a lot of it for free. Just because he wants to support budget builds.
Right.
But he lives in CL. What is CL state? I
CL.
think it's CL. It's by New York, basically. It's the state by New York. It's really far. It's a 13-hour drive. So I contacted him, and he's like, "Whoa, Pasha, hey, definitely have the parts, blah, blah, blah." I'm not going to go pick him up. Such a long drive, but we'll see if he can ship him to me. I'll cover the shipping. So I did find a transmission. I did find a diff. So I'm getting all this stuff for free.
What is CL? I'm trying to think of that.
I might not be CL. I don't know.
Connecticut?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yes.
No Ellen.
What is it? C.
I have no idea, but
KC.
Connect I cut. That's how you spell it. That's how they taught us in grade school.
I am not.
I was sitting there puzzled that whole time. I was like,
Connecticut. Yes.
I was
that
like,
it
do I
is.
not know my own country? I probably don't.
I don't.
Honestly. But yeah, that thing's gonna be fun. It's
Yeah.
gonna be a lot of fun, and I really hope because it has a clean title, right?
It does have a clean title.
So it theoretically it can be registered, and
It will be registered.
Okay.
It will be insured, perhaps.
I think on paper you can just make it was it a 91 or
91 Miata.
Okay.
I'm gonna go to the currency exchange to register the car. So they don't check it. They just give me the title or
Yeah,
give me
that's
the
probably
papers
a
and
good idea.
plates.
Or just bring the blue Miata and just say this is the 91 Miata.
They might be
Don't
like,
do this, kids.
don't do this. Yeah, this is a little bit illegal.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
just like VIN swapping. Don't VIN swap.
No.
Definitely don't do that.
I cut off the VIN number, unfortunately, on the car, but we saved it, so I'm gonna re-weld it back on the cart.
Wait, which one did you cut off?
The one in the engine bay.
Like on the firewall?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
It was on top.
I was just trying to think of where else they have it. I know my car has it on the firewall, and then like down on the chassis too. I think, and then like a little plate in the window. But
Well, the window's non-existent anymore.
yeah, it has no windows at all. Are you gonna keep it no window?
We're probably gonna do the plastic
Like
glass.
plexiglass stuff?
Plexiglass stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
Just if I get it street legal and we can actually drive it to drift events, highway would be really terrible without the windshield. So
Yeah. And what are you doing for side mirrors? Have you thought that far yet?
honestly, yes, I really want to do like the Datsun old.
Up on the fenders?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
That
Well,
would be
there's no
sick.
fenders, but like whatever's left of it.
Well, there's gonna be that tube, like the tube chassis front end, right? You can do it off the tubes.
We probably keeping the stock body thing, not the tube end, but we're not doing the complete tube swap thing.
Oh, okay.
It's too much
Okay.
work.
Yeah, no,
But
up
yeah.
on the. I think that'd be cool if you can make it look good. I saw. Do you know what it was a BMW 318 Ti? So it's the old E36 body style, but it's real short. It kind of almost looks like it would be a hatchback. You know what I'm talking about from the 90s?
Maybe.
I saw one of those. The dude put fender mirrors on it,
Uh-huh.
but he still had the regular side mirrors. And I'm like, why? I was like,
It's like,
yeah, that was gross. So as long as you do it right, I think
Yeah,
fender
no,
mirrors can
we-
look good.
gonna try.
I wish Miatas came with fender mirrors in Japan. That'd be kind of
Mhm.
sick. But so YouTube channel, what's your goals there?
Dream of mine is being able to make videos, have people enjoy the videos, and perhaps, hopefully, make a living doing that.
Right.
Because like, this is an ultimate goal.
Yeah, I think that's all of our
Yeah,
ultimate goals.
definitely. It's just like everyone thinks, oh, it's so easy to become a YouTuber and just get paid and like do this, do that, and oh, you're gonna be rich. In some way, it's true, but in some way, it's a really hard work, and it takes a lot of time and effort and
yeah,
charisma, perhaps.
Especially like I was saying,
personality.
you're really good at editing, and I mean that's like you don't slap videos together, which I appreciate.
Sometimes.
I mean, like we all slap
We all
videos
do
together
sometimes.
every once in a while, but like you can tell that at least it appears that you've put a lot of thought and a lot of effort into what you do, and I think that's what's going to set you apart from.
I want to be a little different. I mean, I watch a lot of YouTubers myself.
Right.
As I said, I used to watch a lot more, and I kind of gathered some basics from each YouTuber in a way, and like the goal is to understand the system and how it works and why
Right.
people watch others, and then you can kind of make it all in one and make it happen. I like cars and I like memes, and I kind of slap it together.
So do you find it difficult, because I think I do personally as well, of trying to be different but also kind of seeing these trends and trying to fit into the trends and be different? You know what I mean?
In a way,
do you find that difficult too?
it's difficult. Doing YouTube is difficult.
Right.
Appealing to audience, bringing in new audience, being interesting consistently,
Keeping an audience.
keeping new ideas coming. Everything. It's hard. It's exhausting. It's mentally exhausting as well. And it's just like, what can I do different? What can I do? I'm trying to stick with memes, as I said, but I can agree. Yes. Looking at all these people, like car culture on YouTube right now is buying a wrecked supercar and basically restoring it.
Yeah,
all these views.
that's been huge recently.
And people do it for views. I genuinely like doing YouTube, and I don't do it for views. I do it for my own enjoyment. And the biggest thing of mine for doing YouTube is like connecting with more people and seeing all the comments, seeing all the feedback. It's just like, it means a lot to me. And on my channel, everyone was really surprised at first how I replied to every comment. And everyone was like, wow, you actually active on that. And I just love doing that.
Yeah.
You know, everyone texts me, I text back everyone, and I don't ignore people.
That's what I was thinking about this the other day, and I mean, obviously we love Caleb to death,
Yes,
but like he
definitely.
physically can't reply to everyone.
Yeah, no way.
And I'm just like, I was wondering, like, because I try to reply to as many people as I can, like,
Mm-hmm.
all this stuff, and I'm like, I almost don't want to get to that point where, like, if someone has a question or an important thing they want to say that they can't say it, or like that it doesn't get to me, you know what I mean?
I've thought
I was
of it
thinking
too.
about that the other day, and I'm like, but then again, you can't burn yourself out replying to comments all the time. I actually recently just shut off getting comments on my phone. So I'm like, I can't, you know what I mean? So, but
It gets overwhelming over time, I'm sure.
yeah.
I enjoy it so far, I really do, but I thought of it that eventually if it keeps going up, I'm just not going to be able to do that.
Right. Have you done any streams recently?
Recently, no. I've been kind of playing around with gaming streams back a couple months ago, and then I thought of it that I want to focus more on car stuff.
Yeah.
And if I was to stream, I'd do like Q&A. I want to set up a stream somewhere in a shop here at some point and do that.
Is that over there? Is that computer still usable? Like, that was his computer for a while.
He uses his laptop.
Okay.
There's no Wi-Fi here. The Wi-Fi is extremely expensive, I think.
He still never got Wi-Fi?
No. Doesn't really need it.
Yeah, that's true.
We might get it by summer. I might help him split it here, you know, just we're going to be here all the time.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to be able to work on cars, come here, perhaps edit something, post something, answer comments, whatever.
Yeah. Did you ever go to the old shop?
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, this is so much nicer.
This is so much nicer. But we had so many awesome memories in the back shop.
That is true. That is true. Because
so
it was kind of like, I feel like it was nicer not to care a whole lot about that shop, because it was like it felt more like a hangout spot than like a
definitely. This is
a
more
work
official.
spot.
This is
Yes.
like a office space, real shop,
Right.
lift, everything legit. You know.
The old one was just kind of like a barn where us hooligans would get together and
Yep.
do stuff every once in a while.
The toilet wouldn't flush sometimes.
Oh, if you guys
Spiders.
don't know, it's right. Caleb's old shop was right across from Red Mist, which you guys see in my videos. I'm at Red Mist all the time and stuff. That area water is disgusting. It is
Yep.
the grossest water I have ever. Have you seen Red Mist toilet?
I have. The sink doesn't work.
The sink stopped working.
Yeah,
recently.
it doesn't work.
And I remember we used to joke around that the water there is flammable. Dude, it's so bad. And I remember one time, Mike, the owner of Red Mist, we have a group chat, and he sent a picture while he was on the toilet. A spider made a web across the doorway.
Really?
He's like, these Red Mist spiders work fast. It's hilarious. That's
yeah.
just a gross
Yeah.
property over there, but love those guys to death. So final question I ask all my guests, first time on the podcast. If you had an unlimited amount of money, what Mazda would you build?
That's a tough question.
Or it can be a Mazda swapped vehicle. So like a Miata engine and a...
Probably just, a lot of people probably answer this, but RX-7 FD.
Yes. Just, what would you want to do to it?
Just make it nice. I love the Rocket Bunny kits. I'm like the wide body kit person. That kit looks so amazing. I would wide body that. I would want it to be dailyable and reliable.
Right.
Well, with rotaries, it's not really.
It's super easy to make a rotary reliable.
Okay.
Let me get out the PowerPoint. No, I understand that though. There are some
Reliability,
mods.
dailyable, wide body.
Just keep it the 2-rotor 13B.
Probably.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy.
Okay. A lot of people, my last guest, my friend Merv, said his dream car is just a stock FD. And a lot of people were like, oh.
Interesting. Yeah.
Like, I would do, like, 4-rotor, like,
Full send.
$40,000 engine in
Yeah.
an FB, like, all that stuff.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's interesting. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.
Where can people find you?
They can find me on YouTube channel, Just Pasha. 2 words. Just Pasha.
All right, I'll put that up on the screen for those who are...
I probably said it too quiet, I'm sorry. Just Pasha. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll catch you in the next one. Peace out, and stay positive.
There goes a sight from my soul.